LIFW, man. So far, obviously it's very early. It's 10 a.m. A lot can change, but the play of the day by far. And, I bring it up because, basically if you were on pre-market prep this morning, if you were on the Daily Income Trader System webinars, which check out the link below, spent basically 99% of the morning going over this one. And keep in mind, what we do is we use past chart history, we use the Oracle algorithm, we use all of these tools to identify, repeatable setups. And my notes, you see the notes there. So this is an alert that I send out in pre-market every day to members of the Daily Income Trader System. There'll be a link somewhere. You can check it out, probably below. And every day we do tours of the system. Check it out. Anyway, the point is the notes it worked yesterday. Like yesterday, LIFW was the best play of the day by far. Pretty shaky day yesterday. Oracle had a 17-cent signal yesterday. Yesterday it went from 17 to 27. Like a 70-80% move yesterday. And the point on the webinar was, I was just like, listen, if it worked yesterday, why not just do the same thing today? And I know that may seem like a massive oversimplification, but like right now, what is working is, these true penny stocks that are evidently, and we talked about this a lot on the morning webinar, evidently these people are starting to short these. Like I know we often talked about the fact that people don't like to short true pennies, but I think TTOO has changed that. I mean, TTOO has been up for 4 months now. Again, a true penny stock, still up 4 months later. Axla was a perfect example of that. Now, Axla did the reverse split. If you look at the chart history, look at pre-reverse split. That thing was one of the best short squeeze day trade stocks for weeks and weeks, over and over and over again. And then they did the reverse split. And it was over. But, and then you think of NVOS, another one. There's been so many of these, and I think LIFW is that. And keep in mind, LIFW started running last Friday. I mean, a week ago. I mean, this is rare, okay? Well, let me rephrase. I think it used to be rare. Like it used to be rare but this is the theme. And the reason I spent 99% of a 2-hour webinar and was able to give the entries, targets, stop losses, goals, the entire thesis was basically just by going over exactly what happened yesterday. It was a complete repeat of yesterday. So, and that it's really true that it's just being a student of, of history. Like, I think one of the most powerful things that you can do to change your trading is simply show up every day. Now, doesn't mean you can necessarily trade every day. Like when I was getting started, so when I got started, I had a business, okay? I had toddlers, okay? When I got started, 05, 06, my son was a toddler, my daughter was a baby. I still had the business, still had a lot going on. So there were a lot of days I couldn't trade. I just couldn't. Like, go back, like a lot of you think, well, why couldn't you? Well, because you're sitting here maybe watching this video on an iPhone with, gigabit internet, okay? Go back to 05, 06. I had a BlackBerry. We had kind of 3G at that point. The apps weren't out there. So it was like, listen, once I started the day, once I went to the business, once I started going, like, listen, I couldn't trade through the day. But you know what I did? Every day, I still tracked the big gainers of the day, wrote down what the news was, put out key levels on the chart. Then what I would do is I'd come back at night or the next morning and I would review. Like if I thought, like let's say my notes were that I think if LIFW breaks 24, a dip and rip, I think that there's good probability that this spikes 6 cents a share with 3 cents of risk. Now that's 2-to-1 risk to reward. Some of you may call me out on that. These are true penny stocks, okay? Remember, with true penny stocks, the risk to reward gets a little skewed. You can't aim for the home runs. You got to dial back your risk to reward. But the point is, back then, 15 years ago, I would come back and I'd be like, oh, check it out. This thing broke 24, a dip and rip, the high of the day, and immediately spiked to 30 cents. Wow. It did exactly what it did yesterday. Exactly like what I thought it was going to do. And it's trading, what's the volume? 180 million shares at 10 a.m. Yesterday, very similar. So the point is, guys, show up every day, do the work, grind, okay? And even if you can't trade, you can still be learning, you can still be figuring things out. When is a position size too big to trade the dip and rips in morning trade? Jay, Jay, the number one dip and rip today is LIFW. Now, I know it's a true penny stock, but this thing is trading 180 million shares right now. Now, listen, if you're a billionaire, okay, if you're trying to trade $100 million of LIFW, well, it's not going to work. But listen, Jay, I would, for the foreseeable future, I would not be at all concerned with your size. Now, listen, Jay, and this is something listen, if you're trading, $500,000, let me know and we can talk about some different strategies, okay? But until you get to the point where you're trading absolute massive size. This thing, again, yesterday, LIFW traded, how many shares it traded yesterday? It traded 516 million shares yesterday, okay? You're not going to outgrow these anytime soon. Ray Quinn said made $100 on LIFW yesterday and today. Great, Ray, I love it. So Ray made a nice, reasonable $100 both days. Now, some of you might scoff at that, but remember, what's great about LIFW is the repetition. What I love about what Ray did, he traded the same stock both days and made, $100. Now, again, stock trading is full of ungrateful, hateful, nasty little bastards, okay? That is 90% of people in this industry. So probably 90% of the hateful, nasty little basement-dwelling bastards will scoff at $100 a day. But you know what? He did it on a repeatable setup in a matter of minutes, and he can scale up over time. Is he going to change his life with $100? No. Is he going to retire with $100? No. Is he going to buy a Lambo with $100? No. But you know what he did? He traded the same stock, which was, and this is the point, the best stock back-to-back days. The best stock. And he traded successfully. That's what matters. The $100 is nice, but learning is more important. Because you know what? He can repeat that 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, and he's now learned more and he can trade bigger size. By the way, AVGR, impressive. Man, if this thing, listen, AVGR, this thing has been an epic squeeze all week. This thing goes green again, whether it be today or tomorrow. Wow, we got something special. Yeah, again, Jay, $100,000 position size, no problem. Now, again, Jay, you got to remember, you got to be trading liquid stocks, okay? I mean, again, look at AVGR this week, okay? So AVGR is a good example. Monday, it traded 42 million shares on Monday with a median price of $6. That's like, what is that? That's three, I'm too stupid. That's $250 million in stock that it traded. So dollar volume on Monday, roughly $250 million. If we call the average price on Tuesday $10, on Tuesday it traded $42 million. $500 million of shares changed hands on Tuesday. If we call the median price on Wednesday, 12 bucks. It still traded 25 million. So again, 400 million-ish in dollar value. You can trade $100,000 worth of dollar volume on that. So even today, not bad volume. Man, green every day. Shorts are stuck. A lot of red out there. So guys, we need to talk about this. So today is September 21st, it's Thursday. Listen, very shaky out there after the Jay Powell announcement yesterday and today. Now listen, this is what separates me from the fear mongers, okay? And I'm going to end on this point. Yes, it was shaky yesterday afternoon. Yes, it was shaky this morning. But if you trade the right stocks, like LIFW, and if AVGR goes, listen, if you trade the right stocks, it doesn't matter, okay? Like, get this market crash crap out of your head, okay? It's not happening anytime soon. 2 red days is not a market crash. And if you listen to that hyperbole and the fear-mongering from the mainstream media, and listen, you see it a lot on Twitter, okay? Remember, it's called, are you guys familiar with the term engagement farming, okay? So the reason you see, when you got a red day, the reason you see so many Twitter people with like big followings yapping about the end of the world, it's called engagement farming. They're manipulating you to like and retweet their posts so that they can grow their following, blah, 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 okay? So just don't fall for the trap. Listen, it's the same thing that the mainstream media does. CNBC is going to have their markets in turmoil special tonight. Oh, markets in turmoil. And then tomorrow we're going to be green. And then Monday we're going to be green. And 2 weeks ago, we're going to be right back to where we were. Okay? So the point is, what they want to do is they want to scare you away from the markets so that you don't trade the best setups of the day like LIFW. Remember, they're hateful. They want you to fail. Okay? The majority of anyone in the media or on social media, they want you to fail because they're horrible, horrible people. Listen, and you've heard me say it a million times. I honestly mean this. I hope that someday all 8 billion people on the planet are healthy, wealthy, and wise, as my boy Benjamin Franklin would say, because of stock trading. What separates me from all these other people is I truly, truly believe in you and want you to be successful. So I don't make up, I don't engagement farm, I don't make up fear-mongering stuff. What I do is I show up every day and give you the tools to spot the best stock like LIFW. And if that's attractive to you, check out the Daily Income Trader System. You can join me every day.